Last day of rain for California, fire for the eastern Rockies, and freezing rain and snow for the Northeast. Good morning, I'm meteorologist Putes, December 26, 2025. So starting with California, because you guys are probably so sick of hearing about rain and atmospheric rivers and whatever, but I promise today is the last day. We have a low pressure that's been slowly coming onshore and it's bringing lots of sets of isolated to scattered heavy rain. And so for today, the Weather Prediction Center did issue a marginal risk for flash flooding, mostly for the Central Valley and the coastline, and then a slight risk for flash flooding, mostly for the LA area and metro. So even though today we're not going to see that heavy consistent rain that we've seen in the past few days, we're still dealing with remnants of that rainfall, especially areas that have seen those flash floods. Those areas today are going to be more prone and vulnerable, and so we're going to see this isolated to scattered heavy rain throughout the day today, and it's going to last until about like 10-11 p.m. Pacific time. And this all happened because when we look at 500 millibars of midway to troposphere, this high pressure that is now sitting in the central part of the US was navigating all that moisture from the Pacific, and now this high pressure is moving further to the east, and we're having dry air aloft coming from the Pacific, which means it's going to be an end of that atmospheric river event. Though the thing about this high pressure and this ridge it's creating, it's bringing a lot of warm air, especially for the southern plains and eastern Rockies. So today, from the eastern Rockies, from Colorado all the way to the Texas Panhandle, we're going to have an elevated fire risk, or 1 out of 3. We're still going to have that downslope warming effect from the eastern Rockies, where the winds are going down from the mountain and both warming it up and drying the air. And then in addition to that, we are going to have about 10 to 15 mile per hour sustained winds too. Relative humidities this afternoon and early evening are going to drop around like 15 to 20%, which is going to make it susceptible for fire. And we're going to see a similar risk tomorrow too. Like I said in the previous forecast video, this high pressure has been navigating all that moisture, and because of this ridge, it's taking all that moisture that we've seen in California to Canada and now into the Northeast. With the help of a shortwave trough in Ontario, that's helping create this surface low pressure that we're seeing right now moving through the Midwest. And not to mention, we have a high pressure somewhere around the Quebec area, and so with high pressures being clockwise flow, low pressures being counterclockwise flow, we're having both cool air coming down and also warm air coming up. And so that's what's going to create this winter storm with this warm air and cool air dynamic. So places like eastern Michigan are already seeing this freezing rain effect, and that's going to move into Pennsylvania around noon Eastern time today. And it's going to travel throughout the state, and so places around the mid-Atlantic are probably going to see this freezing rain around like 3 p.m. Eastern time. Now further north of this freezing rain, we're going to have a lot of snow in places like northern Pennsylvania, New York, and then all the way to places like New York City. Right now we have really high confidence that these places are going to see at least 4 to 5 inches of snowfall, and maybe up to 9 inches. And some places may see an isolated amount of 12. And this snow is all going to occur this afternoon. It's probably going to last throughout the night and into around Saturday afternoon. So if you have any travel plans post Christmas, I would definitely advise that if you can, just stay another day or two, or if you do have to travel, please be extremely careful.